this computer, and we are recording. All right. Thanks everybody for being on. Oh, I'm glad you can hear and see me. Awesome. I don't know why I can't see you. It might be a setting that I have. I am going to go over the carb cycling manual and answer any questions that you have. I'll try to keep it short and I'll talk fast. So if you, oh, good, okay. If you have questions, just use the chat tool and interrupt me, or I'll answer questions at the end as well. So first of all, I want to introduce myself. And for those of you who don't know me or what I do, I want to tell you a little bit about myself. My name is Katie Harlan, and I'm the creator of this program, although I'm not the creator of carb cycling in general. I did research on carb cycling and read about lots of different programs, and then I put my own version together based on what worked for me and my lifestyle preferences, and that is what I'm going to be presenting to you guys in the next 3 weeks. I've been an online health and fitness coach for 4.5 years now, and I'm a digital marketer. I also coach other entrepreneurs in their own online businesses, and I recently launched an online academy called the Entrepreneur Academy. So that's something I do as well. But I'm super passionate about health and fitness. I started my own journey about 4 years ago, and I just got great results having a coach. And so I became a coach so that I could do the same for other people. And over the years, I've added group fitness certifications and just a ton of research and this audio, a ton of research and experience, and all of that plus working with thousands of clients have really given me a very wide spectrum of information and experience in this space. So I do not know it all. I don't ever profess to, but I do work with a lot of people, and I've troubleshooted a lot of different issues. So if you have an issue over the next 3 weeks or something that you think, you just have questions about, or something that you think is just specific to you, please reach out. I'm happy to kind of troubleshoot with you. I teach Body Pump. I teach Body Flow, which is a yoga Pilates class. I am certified to teach Insanity, and I also have a certification in kids fitness. And I'm really passionate about getting our kids active and eating right. I have 3 kids, 7, 5, and 4. They keep me really busy, and I stay home full time with them and then run my business on the side. I'm a former teacher. I have my master's in education, and while I'm not teaching anymore in the classroom, I've applied that love for teaching and working with people to my business here. So that's a little bit about me. That's my background, and we'll get to know each other more over the next 3 weeks. Okay, guys, so why carb cycling? Why is that my latest passion? Well, I am big on putting muscle on, and we'll talk about that a lot in the program. But I go for strong, not skinny, and I'm big into weightlifting. I love lifting weights. I love what it does for my curves. I love what it does for my endurance. I love what it does for my confidence and how it makes me feel. And so, but I was finding that a lot of the programs that I'd been using previously, or up until this point, were all about calorie deficits. And I know, being in health and fitness, that if you cut your calories too low, you can't really make muscle gains. Your body needs calories to grow, even if you're wanting to just grow your muscles, which is what I was doing. And so I started doing some research about, what I could do that would give me the muscles that I was trying to grow without cutting calories so much. And I found carb cycling. And I started doing research. And I researched carb cycling for a good 8 months before I tried it, because when I first started researching it, I didn't like what I was finding. So the whole idea behind carb cycling is that you have days where you have high carbs, which you need for muscle growth, and then you have days with low carbs, which you need for fat loss. And when you have both, you get this perfect combination, best of both worlds situation. And because you are cycling, always kind of rotating, it keeps your body guessing, it keeps your metabolism high. You don't have to give up carbs. You know, right now, the big thing is the ketogenic diet or super low carb. And we will have low carb days. But if you're in this program, you probably are trying to find a way to lose fat or gain muscle or both without getting rid of carbs in your life. And I was the same way. Because quite honestly, I work out hard and I work out often and I love to work out. And carbs give you great energy. Fat also gives you energy, but when you are trying to really be at your best performance in the gym, it's really important to have some carbohydrates. So this program allows me and you to do that, to still enjoy healthy, clean carbs without gaining weight because of how we're going to cycle them. So that is why carb cycling was intriguing to me. And I started doing this in January with my husband. He has lost 20 pounds since January. He looks amazing. Now I've lost a few pounds. I'm pretty petite. I didn't have a lot of weight to lose anyway, but I'm loving what it's doing for my muscles. I feel like I'm able to add muscle growth without adding bulk or pounds. And I attribute that to getting enough protein and to being good at carb cycling. Also, intermittent fasting, which we will talk about in week 2. So we're going to go for 1 full week without talking about intermittent fasting, and then we'll add it because I want you to feel really comfortable with the first part of the program. Intermittent fasting is like my BFF, though. It's awesome. It's such a great way to get rid of some calories from your day that you don't then need later. It's the craziest thing. We'll go into it, but I love it. And I love all the health benefits that go with that too. Okay, so that's why we are carb cycling. It will increase your muscle definition. You'll add muscle and burn fat at the same time. You'll lose fat. You won't lose your muscle. And it improves your insulin sensitivity as well. Okay, so there's a lot of different approaches to carb cycling. And if you've done any research on your own, you've probably found this. Some people do, like 2 high carb days a week. The rest low carb days. Some people do a low carb day, a no carb day, a high carb day. In this program with me, you're going to start out going high carb, low carb, high carb, low carb, high carb, low carb. And then the last day of the week will be a flex day where you just do whatever you want. Now, if you've talked to me privately and you've said, there are a few of you that have said, I don't want to lose weight, then you would just go ahead and have fewer low carb days in the week. So maybe 1 or 2 instead of the 3 or 4, whatever it works out to be. And if, moving forward in the program, you'll find, and we'll talk about this, as we go, I really want you guys to focus on the study of 1, which is the study of your body. So you're going to notice how you feel on high carb days, how you feel on low carb days, how you feel the day after, how those carbs and no carbs and low carbs make you feel in your workouts, et cetera, et cetera. And at the end of the program, you're going to use all of that information to put together a program just for you. Just for you. So for example, maybe you don't like having all of your treats on a flex day, and maybe moving forward, you'll put your treats on your high carb days. That's what I do now, typically. Or maybe you feel like you do better on low carb days, so you'll have only, 2 high carb days during the week and the rest are low carb. You'll figure that out as we go, and you will make those adjustments moving forward. But to start, try with alternating. Start with a low carb day tomorrow, and you can pick your flex day for Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, whatever works best for your schedule and what your plans are for the weekend. And just try with the alternating just so you can kind of find your rhythm for this first week. Okay, let's move on. I'm just working through the manual. So what to eat. This we're really keeping it simple, you guys. Really. And that's how I built this program, for simplicity. I want you to be able to sustain it. I want you to be able to live it. And because of that, we just made it super, super simple. Oh, I have some chats that maybe I didn't see before. Okay. All right. So you're going to try to eat protein with every meal, including your snacks. Some options: chicken, beef, grass-fed is best, fish, wild game, eggs. Those are some basic proteins, okay? There's other things you can use like cottage cheese, meat sticks if you can find a clean or healthy one, protein shakes. I just went to GNC and bought like as clean of protein shake as I can. It's not Shakeology. I still use Shakeology. I only drink it on my high carb days because it does have carbohydrates. And you will get some carbohydrates on your low carb days, but it just has it higher than I want. So I drink a protein shake every day. I try to get it after my workouts because it has like 21 grams of protein. And that's really, really great. But it doesn't have other stuff. So I know that I'm getting my protein if I can get that in. So those are some protein sources. Fats, healthy fats burn fat, and they're really good for your brain health. So try adding a healthy fat to each meal on your low carb days. You can cook with them, coconut oil, butter, add some cheese or a little avocado, eat some, fattier meats like bacon or beef, steaks. You're going to get your energy from fats on low carb days. So you need to make sure that you have enough fat on those low carb days. So coconut oil, olive oil, grass-fed butter. I love Kerrygold. Nut butters, nuts, avocados. Okay, carbohydrates. Several one-ingredient carbs that I recommend include sweet potatoes, and I would try to get these in a couple days a week on your high carb days. Sweet potatoes are loaded with super ingredients for your body, and they're just like the perfect, clean carbohydrate to eat on those high carb days. You can eat regular potatoes as well. Rice, quinoa, oats, black beans. Those kinds of foods are all great carbohydrates on your high carb days. And then fruit. So that might be something that's a little challenging for you. Try to keep your fruit to your high carb days and your flex days. If you're feeling really low on energy on a low carb day, you might have some berries because they're pretty low in carbs. But for the purposes of this program, you really want your carbs, including fruits, to go on the high carb days. Don't worry about the naturally occurring carbs in veggies. Veggies are fine all the time, and it really is great if you can add a veggie to every meal, if possible. So, for example, all veggies have some carbs in them. Just don't worry about that. I'm not counting corn as a carb, and peas. I'm not counting peas as a carb. That's really a legume. As a veggie. I'm not counting peas. No, I said it right. I'm not counting peas as a veggie. Need a rewind button. But because they're really a legume. Okay, so let's talk about your low carb days. Just some basic rules of thumb. On low carb day, you eat high fat. All of your meals should contain a protein, veggie, and healthy fat. We talked about that. Eat when you're hungry and eat until you're satisfied. That's super important. We are not cutting your calories here on this program, although we will talk a lot about your calories and what they should be, but not yet. First, I just want you to eat. I just want you to eat according to the plan and not worry about your calories. If you're hungry, eat. Eat until you're full, but not stuffed. So let your body talk to you and listen to it. And if you work full time, that can be challenging because you've got to eat around your work schedule. But pack plenty of food, be prepared, pack snacks, and when you're full, stop eating. That's as simple as it is. So this is not a calorie deficit program, which means you're really not cutting calories. We're just getting smart calories and strategically placing them. You're eating whole foods, and you're going to naturally cut the calories you need to that you were eating when you were eating some junk that I bet we've had this summer. I know I have. If you're constantly hungry, you're not eating enough and you need to eat more. Okay? Pretty simple. When in doubt, if you're just like, I don't know what to eat, just eat some more protein. You can never go wrong with eating more protein or veggies. Okay, Healthy fat burns fat, and I said you might not be accustomed to eating so much fat in your diet, but don't get hung up on that. Trust the process. Healthy fats actually burn fat in the body, and I know this is hard because of so many of us grew up in the time when it was low fat everything, and fat is bad, and it's a hard switch to make, but I want you to trust the process and the research that goes along with that. Are chicken thighs okay on high carb day? Yeah, I think so. Yep. Talked about fruit. Okay, I give you a couple sample menus in the manual. It's pretty simple, you guys. It's pretty simple. And if, I've had a couple clients that they want me to tell them exactly what to eat, and I won't, because everyone is different and everyone's preferences are different and bodies are different, but I do give you 2 sample menus in the manual. So reference those for your low carb day and just plug in what you like. So for example, breakfast is 2 to 3 whole eggs with some cheese and some bacon and veggies. If you don't like eggs, well, get your protein different. Just do more bacon, or some sausage, some breakfast sausage. Sub out what you don't like. These are just samples. You're eating better calories. You're not in a calorie deficit, you're eating better calories. I will tell you though, your calorie level, if you happen to track them, which I'm not requiring at all, but we might move into that as we get going. I'll give you that option. Your calories will be lower naturally on low carb days. So you'll have higher calories on high carb days. It'll just naturally happen that way. Okay, so here are some basics for high carb day. High carb day is a low fat day, and that is simply for calories, so that we don't go like astronomical calories. If you did high carbs, high fat, and the same amount of protein, your calories would be too much. There are 9 calories in every gram of fat. There are 4 calories in every gram of protein or carb. So we have to balance it a little bit. That's why we decrease the fat on high carb days. That doesn't mean you can't have any fat. It doesn't mean you can't have butter or cheese. I would just go lighter on your fats on your high carb days because of the calories. So on high carb days, I don't add avocado to things, and I don't add a bunch of cheese to things, and I don't cook my eggs in a bunch of butter. I just lighten up the fats on high carb days. They will be a bump in calories. That's totally normal. They should be. And to get the most out of this program, schedule your carbs post-workout. Post-workout, it's great to have a protein, and your workouts should be harder on high carb days. You should schedule your bigger, more intense workouts on high carb days. Have that carb right after, and it'll just bump up those muscles and really help grow them in your body, okay? Again, eat when you're hungry and eat until you're satisfied. I give you 2 sample menus for high carb days, so you can check those out. Now let's talk about the flex day, although I will talk about this closer to Friday when you might have your first flex day. The flex day is just where you'll plan your treats and your cheats. So what I'm going to ask you guys to do is try not to have any treats during the week, unless it's your flex day. This means no alcohol, no wine, no bread, no pasta, no fast food, nothing that's not clean and part of your plan, unless it's a flex day. What you're going to find is that on your flex day, your body's so cleaned out from what we've been doing the rest of the week that you're not going to want to eat a bunch of crap. You're going to eat some treats and you're going to enjoy them, but you're not going to go crazy. You're not. Your body's going to react differently. You'll be surprised at how you feel when you get to your first flex day. On your flex day, you'll start off with a low-carb breakfast, and then the rest of the day is yours to see how you want to use it. And we'll talk more about that as we get closer. So we talked about the schedule: low-carb, high-carb, low-carb, high-carb, back and forth, and then 1 flex day a week. Like I said a minute ago, I like to plan my flex day based on what events I have. So if I have a date planned on Friday, then I'll put my flex day on Friday or on Saturday. For example, if we have a wedding, I'll put it on that Saturday, and you can do the same thing. Okay, guys, a few things to keep in mind. I only have one more page. This is the last page. So if you have questions, start typing them out and I'll answer those after this page. So some things to keep in mind. This is a strategy you can use long-term, and I created this program for that reason. I wanted something that you could, pull out of your pocket when you needed something to focus on and use this. And that is exactly how I use it. I take breaks from it depending on like our schedule. We just went on a trip, so I took a break from it then, and I pull it back out when I'm ready to get back on track. It helps keep me focused. I like having a guideline for each day. This is a low carb day. This is a high carb day. That just helps me stay focused and gives me direction. That is helpful for me. This program is only 3 weeks though. So while it can be used long-term, this particular program is only 3 weeks. So in order to get the most from this program, you've got to commit to really buckling down and focusing and doing the work for 3 solid weeks. You will get more out of this if you focus for those 3 weeks intensely. And then you can take what you've learned, what you like, what you don't, and use it to make your own personal program based off the study of one moving forward. So it's really simple. You don't need to starve yourself to lose weight. Hooray. You can eat plenty of calories. You don't need to take a million supplements. You don't have to spend hours in the gym. You're going to look good and feel good, and you're going to do it really pretty quickly, but you've got to commit to these 3 weeks. Okay, for the best results, commit to these 3 points. Water should be your beverage of choice. You should aim to get half your body weight in water in ounces each day. That's a lot of water, but just make it your goal, Also, I love kombucha. It's sitting here. This is something that I drink, every other day or so. It does have some carbs in it, but not a ton. But this I count this as part of my water because it's tea. It's made with water and tea. But drink a lot of water, guys. A lot of water. No pop, no alcohol unless it's your flex day. No milk. LaCroix counts. You can have tea. You can have coffee. No juice. No Gatorade. No pop. I think I said that. Save it for a flex day. Follow a workout plan for optimal results. On your high carb days, focus on getting a full body workout in, or working your legs is a good one for high carb day. And on low carb day, those can be your rest days or your walks or your yoga or, upper body workouts, just something where you're not, burning a million calories. Save those for your high carb days so that your food goes further for you. Number 3, eat when you're hungry and eat till you're satisfied. That's really important. Number 4, choose an eating schedule that works for you. So if you prefer only eating 3 meals a day, that's totally fine. If you're a person that likes to snack all day long like I do, that's totally fine. It doesn't matter. You do what works for you. It's more about what you're eating than when you're eating, until we add in intermittent fasting, and then there are a few rules, but we'll get to that. And then number 5, have fun and get creative. You don't have to eat broccoli and chicken and rice every night. That just sounds terrible. I would never be able to stick to that. Find recipes that work for you. Use Pinterest. Get creative. Buy my cookbook if you need some quick recipes. It's $4.99. It's so cheap and it's so easy, and it just goes to your phone on Kindle. Recipes are everywhere. There's no shortage of recipes. You've just got to take some time to get planned and get shopping for your groceries, right? Okay, so in the first 3 weeks, we're going to learn how to carb cycle. We're going to add intermittent fasting after week 1. And then at the end, we're going to take what we've learned, and you're going to create a program that works just for you. So that's carb cycling and intermittent fasting in a nutshell. I'll do another training next weekend about the intermittent fasting so we can add it on. And let me go ahead and get to your questions. What do veggie tots count as, a carb or a veggie? I count them as a veggie, but they do have some carbs, so I prefer to eat them on high carb day. Is it okay to cook veggies in chicken broth? Yeah, absolutely. Keywords and recipes we should be looking for. If you're looking for recipes for low carb, I would just do, low carb recipes on Pinterest, or search with sweet potato recipes on Pinterest. Clean sweet potato recipes, clean quinoa recipes. Summer low carb summer meals, things like that. So yeah, those are good questions. Anybody else have any questions? Are you guys excited? Are you nervous? Protein bars, that's a great question. I would avoid those for at least the first week, and then we'll talk more specifically about adding those in. I don't think Quest bars will work very well for your macros. Macros are carbs, protein, fat. I'm not asking you to track your macros, but I just know what they should be, and I'll guide you on that too as we go. But Quest bars have have fat, protein, and carbs, so it's hard to fit them into one place. I have found a few that I think are really good, but I'll share those with you as we go. I just would avoid them because I think it's hard to fit them in on one of those days. Can we add Crystal Light to water? You can. I would prefer you to just drink plain water, because those are unnatural additives in Crystal Light. But if you need to do that to get through water, it's better to have enough water with Crystal Light than not enough without it. The clean protein shake I found, I love it, but I don't remember the name. So I'll have to take a picture and I'll post it. And, you can just go to any vitamin store or your GNC and say, look, I'm looking for a protein shake that tastes good, that is pretty clean, and they'll guide you. But I'll show you what I liked. I don't remember the brand, but it's pretty tasty. I just shake it with water and drink it after my workouts. Okay, any other questions? So you guys, in the morning, I will make a post in our group, in our page, every morning. And then I'll check back in the group, midday or so. So if you have a question, I'll get back to you by then. And then I'll be back in the group in the evening for check-ins. So I'll post your check-in system tomorrow as well. Okay, I think that's it. It's almost 7:30, so it's time to go. Thank you for being on. I'll post this recording, and I hope you guys have a great night. Can't wait to work with you tomorrow. Bye, everybody. Thank you.